The boy ran barefoot across the hot sands of Rameswaram. The morning sun had just broken through the horizon, casting long shadows on the narrow street. In his small hands, a bundle of newspapers bounced with each step. He wasn't more than 10, maybe 11, skinny, quiet, but his eyes were always searching the sky. Every morning before school, Kalam delivered papers to help his father, who owned a small boat. Their family wasn't poor in spirit, but in money, yes, they had little. Yet there was no bitterness. Kalam never complained. When he finished his route, he'd sit by the ocean, watching the birds take flight, asking himself the same question: why can't we fly like them? Years passed. Books became his escape. He borrowed them, read them by the dim street lamp outside his home, and returned them with care. He wasn't the best student, not yet, but he was relentless. One teacher noticed it. The man took him to the sea one evening and said, "You see that sky? It belongs to those who dare to dream." Kalam never forgot that. When he got into engineering college, it felt like the sky had cracked open. But dreams don't come easy. At the Madras Institute of Technology, he was once told he'd be expelled if he didn't complete his final project in time. Others might have quit. Kalam didn't sleep for 3 days. When he was done, his professor looked at the model jet engine, stunned. "You have made history, my boy," he said. And Kalam smiled, for he could already hear the sky calling. He became a scientist, not for money, not for fame, but to build wings or others. He worked on rockets, satellites, missiles. He failed many times. He burned his hands once in an explosion, but every time he failed, he'd write a new question in his notebook. How can I do better? That notebook became his second Bible. Then, in 1998, India tested his nuclear capabilities. The world stared. They wanted to know who was behind it. Behind the missiles, the science, the courage. They saw a quiet man with uncombed hair, a wrinkled shirt, and a peaceful smile. Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam, they said, the missile man. But he didn't care for the title. He was busy visiting schools, meeting children, asking them, "What's your dream?" He believed the true power of a country lived not in its weapons, but in the dreams of its youngest minds. In 2002, something no one expected happened. India made him president, not because he wanted it. He never campaigned, never asked for votes. The people wanted him. He moved into the grandest house in the country, but carried only a suitcase of books, some clothes. At his villa, no wealth, no demands, just ideas. Then, one day in 2015, at a university in Shillong, he collapsed while giving a lecture. His last words, "Funny guy, are you doing well?" He was speaking to a student. He died teaching, inspiring, dreaming. The barefoot boy from Rameswaram had touched the sky and given the whole world a reason to look up.